Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review. Today I'm going to be looking at the Fenix TK20R version 2.0. It comes with an SFT70 emitter, 3000 lumens, and Fenix just continue to impress me with how pragmatic they are with their designs and also the unmatched quality control in their lights. First glance, having a look at this light, you probably think that it's quite a boring design, very conservative design, and definitely Fenix do take that more conservative path. They go through and they select those tried and tested designs that work, that provide good performance and long-term reliability. And it's quite similar, looking to a lot of black tactical flashlights out there. But if you look closer, you'll see there's some subtle fine detailing, quality machining, anodization. These things just make the light stand out amongst others. And Fenix also offer a limited lifetime warranty on their lights, which is almost unheard of in this industry. So this is definitely the light you could rely on in an emergency. The SFT70 is paired with a larger reflector as well, which produces a throwier beam for those who need the extra power. I also like that it does have a ton of flood where you need it. This is what's included in the box. This is the box here on the left, and you get a nice little holster. You get a USB-C charging cable. You also get a lanyard, some spare O-rings, and just the instruction manual, which is actually very easy to understand and interpret. It's probably the most simple instruction manual I have, and I don't even need to use it really. The UIs on these lights are easy enough to understand without the instruction manual. This is a quick comparison so you can just see the TK20R with some of my other lights. So Fenix PD36R Pro, smaller bezel. It's going to fit in your pocket a bit better. This kind of juts out a little bit more on the sides, but you do get extra throw. Here you've got Nextorch TA30C Max. I think these almost approximate each other, but this does have a larger bezel. You've got here the P23i, Nightcore P23i, which I'd say also quite similar, probably a touch smaller. Yep, a little bit smaller. And of course, got the Olight Warrior X3. So just a closer look of the TK20R version 2. And you can see smooth, high quality anodizing. It's slightly glossy, well machined. Don't see any imperfections on this light. The knurling is nice as well. Conservative kind of design, but it provides a lot of grip. This is the SFT70 here, and it's paired with a smooth reflector. And I was amazed at how perfectly centered. Look at that. Perfectly centered it is. And the reflector, everything in there. The bezel and reflector, like I mentioned before, is a little bit larger than the PD36R Pro, which appears sleeker, has less throw. The bezel has no sharp edges, relatively conservative, and so it's not going to draw any attention, but it does remain functional if you need to break a window. One of my favorite features of the TK20R version 2.0 is that it has an unscrewable part here just underneath the head. And this allows you to access a hidden charging port, USB-C charging port. So there's no rubber gaskets, nothing like that. And also you have a battery indicator on the back. So you really get the best of both worlds. You have that USB-C charging, but also guards against water damage. This is what the tail cap looks like and the tail switch. So you've got two buttons. That one's to activate momentary, half press, or momentary, full press to turn on. And you've got the smaller button here on the back there as well, like the function button. Both very easy, intuitive to find. So let's go through a bit of the UI. So you can turn the flashlight on with a full press, and this will just remember the last mode, and then you can cycle through the different modes. There's 5 different modes, and then it goes back to normal, lowest mode. So say if I want it to remember this mode, switch off, switch on, it remembers that mode. Okay, even when you hit the tactical switch on momentary, half press that switch, it will just memorize whatever mode you got on there. So what I tend to do is I'll just put it in turbo and then get it to memorize that turbo mode. And the cool thing is that it's hard to see here on camera, but it fades into that turbo mode. So you have like a maybe 300 millisecond kind of fade effect when it goes on, which is a nice little touch. And when the light is off as well, if you press this button here, you get the strobe. So that's the function button down the bottom. Very simple UI. Like I said, you don't even need the instruction manual to figure this one out. Okay, so I ran a couple of ceiling bounce tests. The first one here, you can see light manages to hold the turbo mode for about half a minute before it starts ramping down. And Fenix do have this sort of ramp down pattern on a lot of their lights. They tend to take a more conservative approach to preserve the longevity of their lights, the electronics, and the LED in there. So it does ramp down faster, and you can see it goes down about 2 minutes or so. It's about 30, about 30 or so percent. Holds, and I did activate again at 16, just past the 16-minute mode, goes to 100%, but then drops immediately after about a minute to that 30%, 30 something percent as well. So do expect a quick ramp down on turbo. The light does produce a lot of heat and lumens. I also did another ceiling bounce test on high, and that's the fourth mode. You can see there, much better long-term sustained performance. Starts off on 100%. 10 minutes, it drops to 75%, where it just holds. I ran that test for nearly 30 minutes, and it held on 75%. So in that high mode, really, really good performance. Also ran some tests with my Opal Light Master Pro just to check the throw, and you can see here on all the 5 modes the ratings, and on turbo I got 510 meters of throw. Very impressive. High 297, still pretty good. The color rendering index was between 66 to 69. Okay, so a little bit lower, but as expected with the SFT70. And the CCT increasing from 5,500 to 6,500 on turbo. So it's more of a cool white color as you get into the higher modes for maximum visibility. I describe the beam as very throwy, has a heap of flood as well, just due to the sheer power of the SFT70. I noticed the hotspot does have a darker region in the center when you view it closer up on a white wall, but it's not noticeable from a long distance. So the turbo mode does fade in and out slightly also when you activate the button. It's a nice little touch, like I mentioned before. So some considerations that you might want to be aware of. This light does not include a tactical ring, so you are definitely going to need to buy one yourself if you want to install it. And like I mentioned before, this light does have a slightly darker spot in the center of the beam when you view it at a close range. Okay, from a long distance or outdoors, I can't even see it at all. It's just kind of being nitpicky on a white wall kind of thing up close. Another thing is that it is a little bit bulky in your pocket just due to the size of the head of the flashlight. The PD36R Pro will probably be your best bet if you're looking for something with a smaller head and maybe with the same amount of lumens, but this one does hold its output for longer just due to its better heat dissipation. So overall, this is another home run for Fenix, the TK20R Pro. For those of you who want better long distance performance than the PD series, but also can deal with the extra head size, extra head diameter as well. I do like I mentioned that onboard charging that's underneath this unscrewable thing here as well. I don't see this on any other Fenix flashlights, and I like that design. I hope they implement it on some of their future flashlights, even the smaller ones like the PD35, for example. This is a serious tactical flashlight with some premium features and high reliability. If you're interested in getting this flashlight and you're in Australia, check out liteshop.com.au for the best range of flashlights at great prices. If you have any questions and just things that I may not have covered, add a comment below and I'll get back to you. If you liked the video, do me a favor also and just click the like button because it helps me to get it out to more people. And finally, if you want to see me make more flashlight reviews, make sure you subscribe. I've got the Fenix TK20R V2.0. That is on the highest mode, turbo. And it is hitting the back of those trees just so easily from this distance. Gigantic hotspot. And up close, indoors, there you can see like a dark center, slightly dark center of the beam, but outside from a longer distance, even up close like here, you can't tell at all. I mean, it's really not an issue. Only if you're nitpicky, but look at that. Let's go to the other modes. That's the lowest. Can't really see this one too much. Okay. Second mode. Nice. And yeah, reaches the center of the field still. Third. And the third and the fourth mode are probably the most sustainable modes in terms of long sustained lumens. Fourth mode here. Fourth mode is, I mean, that's fantastic as is. Possums up in the tree freaking me out. Dropping out of the trees every now and then. And of course turbo. Wow. That clearing just is so really illuminated. Just like a bloody spot beam. I mean, the head's getting hot, but not uncomfortably hot. This light has some really good thermal regulation. Let me just cycle through the different modes again. So 1, 2, even the second one you can sort of see, 3, 4, 5.